All right, everyone. We've all been there. You know that awful feeling when you flush the toilet and instead of going down, it just starts rising? And maybe your mind jumps to all the things it could be. But one of the worst offenders, one you might not even suspect, is those wipes. You know the ones, those flushable wipes?
Yeah.
Well, today, we're going deep on those wipes. We'll unpack the truth about flushable, look at the costs, which are huge, by the way, and talk about how knowing this stuff can save you a major plumbing disaster, not to mention your wallet.
Right. And this isn't just like a little annoyance in your bathroom. This is a global issue. We're talking clogged sewer systems across the world, and even the environment is impacted.
It's crazy how big of a deal this is. I was looking at a report from Water UK, and they say that, get this, wipes are the #1 cause of sewer blockages globally.
Wow.
90% of sewer clogs involve these wipes, costing utilities over $1 billion a year. That's just insane.
That's a lot of money, yeah. And I think the root of the problem is the word flushable. It's so misleading. You think you're doing the right thing, but you're not. It's very different from, say, toilet paper, which disintegrates super quickly in water.
Right.
But most of these wipes, they're made with these tough plastics and polyesters, and those materials can take over 100 years to break down. They just shouldn't be in our sewer systems.
But here's the thing. I mean, we see those commercials, they show the wipe going down the toilet. It looks so easy, so graceful.
Oh no, right?
Turns out, the tests they use to call a wipe flushable, well, they might not be very realistic. I mean, it makes sense why people are confused.
Yeah, totally. And
Yeah.
then all those wipes, the ones that don't break down, they end up combining with fats and oils that get poured down the drain. And you know what? You get these massive clumps. They actually call them fatbergs.
Fatbergs, that's just,
I remember that one they found in London a few years ago. I think it was 2017. Weighed 130 tons. Like a monster from the sewer, literally.
it's hard to wrap your head around something like that.
Okay.
But okay, so we've got clogged pipes, but it's more than that, right? I was reading a report, this one from the Marine Conservation Society, and they found that over time, these wipes break down into microplastics. Tiny, tiny pieces of plastic, and those end up in rivers and oceans.
Exactly. And microplastics, I mean, they're a huge problem. Marine animals eat them, then they get into the food chain, and it really affects the whole ecosystem. So flushing those wipes, it's not just about your plumbing, it's about the health of the planet.
Yeah, you're right. It's much bigger than just one person's pipes. And speaking of, what this costs, New York City spends, get this, over $18 million every year just dealing with wipe-related clogs. That's according to the EPA, so it's pretty reliable.
That's great.
Think about it. That's taxpayer money, right? $18 million just to unclog wipes.
And again, so much of this boils down to people being confused. There was a Consumer Report study a few years back in 2021, and they found that 34% of people actually believe that flushable wipes are safe for our sewers. So there's definitely a marketing problem here.
Totally agree. And here's another thing that makes it confusing. There's no global standard for flushability testing. So these companies, they can basically label their wipes however they want. It's like, I don't know, the Wild West of garbage disposal or something. It's really hard to know what's okay to flush. So what do we do? I mean, we can't just stop using wipes. What are the alternatives?
Well, you'd be surprised by the options, actually. Reusable cloths are really great. You just wash them, simple. Or good old-fashioned toilet paper. That's always reliable.
Classic.
And listen, if you like a little luxury in your life, bidets are getting more and more popular.
Right. So there are options out there. What's amazing to me is how one little thing, like flushing a wipe, can have this ripple effect. We've got clogged pipes, wasted money, and harm to the environment.
It really makes you think.
It does. And I think we all need to be more aware of what we're flushing and, how our actions can have consequences that go way beyond our own homes.
I completely agree. It's all connected. And you know what? Here's something for everyone to think about. If flushable can be so misleading, what other labels out there on everyday products might be hiding some inconvenient truths?
Ooh, that's a good question.
It's something to think about. Stay curious. Question what you see. You never know what you might uncover.
That's a great note to end on. So next time you're reaching for that wipe, maybe pause and think about what we talked about today. Thanks for listening, everyone.
Thanks for having me.
Thanks for tuning in to the Customer for Life podcast. Ready to turn listeners into lifelong partners? Don't wait. Call AA Quick today and let's build loyalty that lasts. Until next time, have a wonderful day, and please stop flushing those wipes down.